The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Hey, well, hello, sports fans, and welcome once again to Friday Night Lights here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. As always, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state of Missouri, 256 locations in all, but here in Missouri, there are 7, about to be 8. They host the quarterback clubs around the state every Monday at the mall in Springfield. Be the Springfield Area Quarterback Club, 11:30 to 1. And Have Pizza will travel, as the quarterback club will now be going on the road beginning next Thursday, October the 13th, be at St. Joe Pizza Ranch, and have several schools coming in there that we have already secured. Presented by, as always, Central Bank of the Ozarks, Labor's Local 663, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, who sponsors our athlete, male and female athletes of the week on a weekly basis. Country Financial, who sponsors our team of the week. Great Southern Bank, with more than 100 locations in 6 states, that cares as much about your money as you do. Great Southern Bank, member SC. Shelter Insurance, and the Bank of Billings. Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. And we'll get right on it here, as a lot of teams have not gone final. We'll give you what we do know at this point. You can go on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and chat with us, and that will appear right on our page. So I will see the notes if you're following along on Facebook, Twitter, or on YouTube. Or you can tweet at Scoreboard Guy or at Missouri_sport. Finals that we do have, and we'll go back to last night's games first off, and we hope to be joined at about 9:45 by Glendale head football coach Mike Mock. But scores from last night was Afton over Jennings, 28-24. Glendale defeats Parkview 37-8. Liberal over Appleton City 40-22. Parkway Central over Northwest 44-7. Parkway West over Parkway South 45-7. And Friday night games brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks, strong roots, endless possibilities. And we will, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to run through the Twitter here and see what's being in right now. We take chances to update those scores at .net. Exciting games going on. Now, Cross has gone final. Marshfield 37, Rogersville, or 34-7 over Rogersville. It is final in Nevada as Lamar knocks off Nevada 47-26 in that contest. Bolivar and Waynesville. Bolivar scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes here to go up 34-26. Still some time left. 1:22 left in that game, but Bolivar right now on top 34-26. Bowling Green knocks off Mark Twain 74-6. Elsewhere, Tribute to 5-2 on the season. They get a 49-21 victory over Francis Howell North. With 4:01 remaining in the game, Helias leads Jeff City 38-21. At the end of the third quarter, Marquette is on top of Rittenhour 44-15. Capital City wins 42-29 in that contest. Rockbridge opens up the fourth quarter with a touchdown pass. The Bruins now stretch their lead over Columbia Battle 35-21. South Holt controls the clock in the fourth quarter and holds off Mound City 40-14. So South Holt 40-14 over Mountain City. Blair Oaks, they continue to roll in Class 2, 76-22 win over Eldon tonight. And at last report, Lebanon 45-35 with 4:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lebanon leads West Plains by 10. Final with Harrisonville and Clinton as Harrisonville wins 35-7. Centralia defeats Highland 42-6. Other finals, St. Louis University High over Chaminade 42-19. CBC defeats Vianney 64-6. And in a barn burner, the last report I had was half at Fairgrove on top of Buffalo 34-32. That was a halftime score from almost 50 minutes ago. See if I can find a current score there, and I cannot. So let's see. We'll check a couple of places here. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com and all over the state on Facebook and Twitter. And apparently we have frozen up. My apologies, doing this live here at the Pizza Ranch studio. We'll see what other finals we have. I do not see a Buffalo Fairgrove final yet. Last report in the third quarter, Fairgrove was on top 40-32. So Drexel has defeated Greenfield 54-0. Liberal over Appleton City 40-22. You can send a tweet at Scoreboard Guy, Twitter at Missouri_sports as we refresh Scoreboard Guy, scoreboardguy.net. Lockwood over College Heights 69-0. Drexel over Greenfield 54-0. St. Joe Christian defeats Northland Christian 68-0. Worth County over Pattonsburg 82-12. Pizza Ranch brings you page 2. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations across the state hosting the Quarterback Club as we go on the road. Brentwood over Bishop DeBerg 48-16. Monroe City defeats Brookfield 58-22. Lincoln over Colcamp 38-34. Butler defeats Warsaw 38-14. St. Dominic over Duchesne 20-10. Marionville defeats Sarcoxy 44-6. Bowling Green over Mark Twain 76-6. Mid Buchanan over Penny 21-8. Princeton defeats Polo 13-6. Scott City 68-7 over Chaffee. St. Vincent 21-6 over St. Pius X. Ava defeats Thayer 43-8. Crystal City over Van Far 37-14. The Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks bring you page 3. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks with 13 locations across Southwest Missouri. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, drive new roads, drive a new Chevy. Lafayette County defeats Knobnoster 76-0. It was Lamar over Nevada 47-26. Priory defeats Marquette Catholic out of Illinois 32-0. It was Mount Vernon over Hollister 37-7. Clark County over Palmyra 34-0. Principia defeats Missouri Military 13-0. It was Seneca over East Newton 56-7. Herman defeats St. Clair 25-7. Labor's Local 663, Building, Missouri, brings you page 4. Harrisonville defeats Clinton 35-7. Hannibal over Moberly 53-7. Silo Ridge Golf and Country, page 5. Camdenton over Hillcrest 56-14. Holt over Fort Zumwalt East 58-13. was Joplin over Carl Junction, 35-7. Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, brings page 6. St. Louis University High over Chaminade, 42-19. Washington defeats Fort Zumwalt South, 55-0. Kickapoo over Rolla, 27-10. Carthage defeats Webb City, 28-14. Great Southern Bank, 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, member FDIC, page 7. Lee Summit North over Liberty, 28-6. CBC over Vianney, 64-6. Doak Propane Needs, for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak and Polk County and surrounding counties presenting the Saturday game schedule. Live for Life at Cardinal Ritter. Riverview Gardens is at Clayton. Father Holton is at Hogan Prep. Westminster Christian is at John Burroughs. Trenton is at Maysville. Melville is at McClure. Lutheran South is at MICDS. McClure North is at Normandy. Central KC is at University Academy. Hazelwood East is at University City, and Gateway is at Vashon. Those are scores that we have at this point. You want to be a part of the show? Hey, look for us on chat on Facebook, YouTube, and as always at Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. We're going to quickly take a timeout right here. Come back and visit with Glendale head football coach Mike Mock after these words from a couple of our sponsors.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Any new scores that may have come in, and nothing at this point. If you have that we have not read, it means we don't have it. So you send to us via at Scoreboard Guy, and we will look really quickly here at the scores. And before we do that, we welcome to the show. Glendale head football coach Mike Mock. Coach Mock, thanks for your time.
Guys, great to be with you this evening.
Coach, big win last night, 37-8 over a Parkview team that actually took the lead on you. Tell us a little bit about that contest.
Well, they came out really ready to play. They had a great defensive series, and we punted the ball, took the ball, went right down the field, and scored. They have some outstanding players, and Coach Daugherty did a good job of preparation and ready to play, right from the beginning of the game. So, we had a good drive, went down the field, and I think we tied the game up at 8-8, but it was a very competitive game throughout most of the game, and both teams played really hard, and our guys were able to make some key plays in certain situations to allow us to score and win a very tough hard-fought game for us.
You guys moved to 5-2, and technically you're still in the hunt, for that Ozark Conference with 2 games remaining, I guess, in the conference. So, what games are you paying attention to tonight?
Well, naturally, we're taking a look at our next opponent, Kickapoo, as well as keep an eye on Camdenton, and then we're checking on Lebanon as well. But we have some outstanding football teams in our conference, and our main focus right now is trying to improve and get better and be competitive with those types of teams.
Coach, as you look at the Ozark Conference, there's 1 week where there were half the teams in the conference were either ranked in the top 10 in their classification or receiving votes. Is this maybe, since you've been in the Ozark Conference, is this maybe just the most talented that you've seen it?
I believe it is. From you take your top 4 or 5 teams, and then you go all the way down to 1 through 10. I mean, there's some very talented athletes and some great players, and coaches doing an outstanding job, and it's competitive every week. I mean, you got to be at your best to play anybody in our conference, and I think the quality of play has improved, every year that I've been coaching in the conference.
And you've got the big rivalry, next week with Kickapoo. Everyone in both communities looks so forward to that contest. You guys will be coming in with the same record, sitting at the same spot, kind of a winner take all control of that, maybe that 3rd place in the Ozark Conference. What are you going to have to do next week to come out against a very good Kickapoo team?
Well, there's no doubt we'll have to play our best football game. They're very talented. They might be the most talented football team in our conference from top to bottom. And they got good size, got outstanding quarterback, some tremendous running backs. And our defense right now is playing, without a doubt, probably the best defensive football in the area. I mean, they're just very well coached. Kids are strong, athletic, and good defensive backs, good linemen, and their linebackers run really well. So they're a very talented football team, and no doubt about it, we've got to play our very best to have a chance to compete and be in that ball game next week.
Here as we come out of week 7, you're 2/3 of the way through the season. Everyone's got bumps and bruises and things of that nature. Are you guys relatively healthy right now as a team?
Well, I think we're like everybody, just as you mentioned. It's been a very physical, hard-fought season so far, and we've got some guys that had some bumps and bruises, a little bit of nagging injuries, and we're trying to let them heal up a little bit here that extra day this week. And we have a big homecoming event tonight, and hope all those guys stay healthy and get a good workout in the morning, and a little bit of time over Sunday to heal up and get ready for a big game for us.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I certainly appreciate you being generous with your time, especially on an off night. But I guess a Friday night's not really off. You just watch somebody else play. I really appreciate you being part of the show, and good luck the rest of the way. And we will talk to you soon if we don't see you at the quarterback club before.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate your support of high school football, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
You bet. Thanks, Coach Mike. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Mike Mock there from Glendale. They get a win. You look at that district, that Class 5, District 5. Right now, you've got Lebanon and Camdenton atop that district, both of them 6-0. And Lebanon, I think, narrowly escaped a scare there at West Plains. Anytime you play at West Plains, just because of the drive, they've got that advantage. And they're a very good football team on top of that. But I believe Lebanon came out on top there. Camdenton moves to 7-0 as well here, and Glendale at 5-2. Springfield Central, their game was actually postponed tonight, so they will play tomorrow. They sit at 4-2, and they're in 4th place in that district. Rolla, who dropped a game tonight, Waynesville, who also dropped a game tonight, and Branson are in that district. 7 teams in that district. It would take a good effort, Herculean effort, for Glendale to surpass Camdenton or Lebanon, because both of those teams, that is their 2 losses. They will pick up bonus points for playing up a class when they play Kickapoo here next week. But Glendale at 5-2. I will just update the scores. For those of you just tuning in, hey, just take that 3 seconds and buckle up. If you're in your car, it doesn't take that long. Look around your car, make sure everyone is buckled up. I mean, they're riding with you. That you obviously care about them. Take some time to make sure that they are taken care of as well. 60% of the fatalities on the roads this year thus far have been unbuckled. It's 3 seconds. It could save your life. Be safe, be smart, be here tomorrow. Just running through the scores again as we update the page. Thursday night games was Afton over Jennings, 28-24. And I apologize. I've got some coaches going to be calling in. Hope to hear from Will Franklin from Vashon High School here in a little bit. They play tomorrow, and hoping to hear from him here in just a few minutes. But Afton over Jennings, 28-24. Glendale defeats Parkview 37-8. Was Liberal over Appleton City 40-22. Parkway Central over Northwest 44-7. Parkway West over Parkway South 45-7. Central Bank of the Ozarks brings you page one of Friday night scores. It was Drexel over Greenfield 54-0. Lockwood shuts out College Heights 69-0. It was St. Joe Christian over Northland Christian 68-0. Worth County over Pattonsburg 82-12. Pizza Ranch brings you page two from the Pizza Ranch studio. Brentwood over Bishop DeBerg 48-16. Monroe City over Brookfield 58-22. Lincoln over Colcamp 38-34. Butler defeats Waugh 38-14. St. Dominic over Duchesne 20-10. Gallatin defeats Putnam County 35-20. Jefferson over Grandview 41-12. Liberty Mountain View over Cabul 61-14. Marionville over Sarcoxy 44-6. Probably in Southwest Missouri, there's your probably one of your top teams in Class 1 in Marionville, one of your top teams in Class 2 in Liberty Mountain View. And Class 2 is loaded down here in Southwest Missouri and Central Missouri with Bear Oaks as well. But Lamar and Seneca, and Lamar has been playing angry since Seneca beat them. Bowling Green over Mark Twain 76-6. Mid Buchanan over Penny 21-8. We hope to hear from Mid Buchanan coach Aaron Fritz later on in the show. Russellville over Paris 38-0. It was Princeton over Polo 13-6. Scott City over Chaffee 68-7. South Callaway defeats Q 45-6. St. Vincent over St. Pius X 21-6. Ava over Thayer 43-8. Tipton defeats Midway 56-6. Crystal City over Van Far 37-14. Lafayette County defeats Noster 76-0. It was Priory over Marquette Catholic out of Illinois 32-0. It was Mount Grove over Salem 51-12. Mount Vernon defeats Hollister 37-7. Clark County over Palmyra 34-0. Principia over Missouri Military 13-0. Seneca over East Newton 56-7. St. Michael over Southeast 54-0. Cassville shuts out Springfield Catholic 45-0. Herman over St. Clair 25-7. Labor's Local 663, Building, Missouri, brings you page 4. Harrisonville over Clinton 35-7. Hannibal defeats Moberly 53-7. Lincoln Prep over Oak Grove 42-22. Osage over Boonville 40-13. Sullivan defeats St. James 51-14. Valley Catholic over St. Genevieve 63-7. Saddle Ridge Golf and Country in Bolivar, Missouri, page 5. Bolivar defeats Waynesville 34-26. Camdenton over Hillcrest 56-14. Holt over Fort Zumwalt East, 58-13. Warrenton defeats Winfield, 28-7. Joplin over Carl Junction, 35-7. Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, page 6. Slough defeats Chaminade, 42-19. Francis Howell over Timberland, 49-14. Washington shuts out Fort Zumwalt South, 55-0. Kickapoo defeats Rolla, 27-10. Carthage over Webb City, 28-14. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Member FDIC, page 7. Lee Summit North, 28, Liberty 6. Rockhurst over Blue Springs, 35-21. CBC defeats Vianney, 64-6. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak, and here's your Saturday lineup. Live for Life is at Cardinal Ritter. Riverview Gardens is at Clayton. Father Tolton is at Hogan Prep. Westminster Christian is at John Burroughs. Trenton is at Maysville. Melville is at McClure. Lutheran South is at MICDS. McClure North is at Normandy. Central out of Kansas City is at University Academy. Hazelwood East is at University City, and Gateway is at Vashon, and Central will take on Skyline tomorrow. That game originally scheduled for this evening, but not sure the reason behind that moving. I have not gotten word on that. Maybe we can get Coach Shem Johnson to call in and kind of tell us what happened. Maybe not. Let's see if we can find any updates. Wait, Coach Will Franklin, and there he is. And welcome to the show now, Vashon head football coach Will Franklin. Coach Franklin, thanks for joining us.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Coach. And you get a little bit of a night off here, but you got a big game tomorrow against Gateway. Let's go back to last week and talk about that 40-32 win over Fort Zumwalt North. Sounded like a great game.
Oh, man, it was a great game, man. Both ties played, their tails off for 4 quarters. It was great to get on the winning track against a very good team like Fort Zumwalt North. You had to play your best ball to beat them, and, man, it was a great game.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your team. 3-2 on the season right now. You had a bye week back in week 3, but playing pretty well overall. Tell us a little bit about your team.
Oh, man, it's a team that's trying to continue to grow in experience. The first 3 games of the year were against very great opponents. We come out the gate against Kirkwood, come back in a miracle-type game, and come back to win after being down 27-6 in the fourth quarter. Then you go and you play a very good Cardinal Ritter at home with a team that had a deep run, and we got there. We took a loss against a very good team, and had the bye week where we were able to try to recuperate a little bit. Then you ran up against a battle-tested Slough team who, they opened up season with St. Mary's as the defense state champs. They come out week 2 and they play. Who was that team? I can't remember the team. Then you played CBC week 3, and so you come out battle-tested and you go 1-3. But the experience that you were able to gain going into a big game in game 4 with us. They later came to play and they executed things that they were able to execute on after we got off to a fast start. But they ended up prevailing, and we come out of that 2-2, 2-1. 1-2, going into the Fort Zumwalt game, and it was just a game that I think we played some quality opponents the first few weeks of the season to kind of give us the expectation of what it's going to be like going into the game against Fort Zuber, and it definitely prepared us for the game, and we were able to come out victorious in it.
Again, visiting with Vashon Wolverine head football coach Will Franklin. And Coach Franklin, kind of talk a little bit about your district. You're in that Class 4 District 3. Right now, you're sitting in a very strong second place right now behind the Parkway Central. Parkway North, Jennings, Soldan, Clayton, all members of that district. But you could be among the favorites to win that district.
Oh, man, there's some quality teams in our district, and you can't go in just assuming that things are going to go your way, man. That's when they go home. You got a bunch of teams across the state that is going to play their tail off in those last games to give everything they got to give themselves another chance to push their season further. So, as strong as we may look, it's not that strong. You know you're going up against quality opponents, and you had to prepare for those no different than you did week 1, 2 against Kirkwood and Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah, now you got Gateway coming up tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about what you know about Gateway and what you're going to have to do to win tomorrow.
Oh, Coach Dooley is one of the best brains around here in St. Louis, and I've always had a tough time playing against him because some of the things he do offensively, and when he has guys who really can draw it up and have your secondary looking kind of crazy. Tomorrow, I expect a lot of run. They got a nice back. They got a big line, and their big guy, number 74, he's kind of the local point of their team. He's the heart and soul of their team, and he's up front on the O-line and D-line. So for him, just make sure we can do the things to stop the run against a quality team, and be able to just go back and score some points against their defense, and truly make it a game to where we both get something out of it.
And, Coach, going into this game, and I know we're 2/3 of the way through the season, and there's always going to be bumps and bruises and scrapes, but are you relatively healthy?
Yeah, man, it's trying to get back healthy, man. Those first 2 games were brutal. We got some guys that are banged up and have been banged up since those first 2 games, and hopefully we can get them back in the coming weeks, which will help us, get back stronger and get back to full strength, losing at least 4 key guys that were starters in those first 2 games. So, health is we're in between on the health, about 50-50 on the health, and hopefully, go out there these next couple of weeks and execute and get some wins behind our back, hopefully, and get those guys back for the right time of the year.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Franklin, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, even at kind of an off night, but probably doing a lot of preparation here. But I was thrilled to come up at the end of last year and come up and share us a little bit with you, and we hope to get you involved here and just keep winning, and we'll keep getting you on.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Coach Will Franklin, Vashon High School, kind enough to join us there. They're 3-2 on the season. They had that bye week back on September 9th, week 3. But they hung with a very good Cardinal Ritter team. A Cardinal Ritter team that up and down the state may be one of the best teams in the state. Up and down all the classes, they're very good. They're 6-0 on the season right now. I would assume that they won tonight. Look up and see who they play. But Coach Franklin getting it turned around there at Vashon on the football side. And there, and they are 6-0 and to Misha. They live for life tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. So don't know that that's going to happen, but they do have Live for Life tomorrow, and I remember reading that now on the scoreboard. But I got about 17,000 windows open. But hey, we're going to step away, take a quick timeout. We greatly appreciate Coach Mike Mock from Glendale, Coach Will Franklin from Vashon being part of the show. We'll be hearing from Mid-Buchanan head coach Aaron Fritz later on in the show. We're going to reach out and see if we can't get Bolivar's coach Glenn Johnson on as well. And we're trying to figure out who won that Buffalo Fair Grove game and get that coach on as well. But you're listening to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome to the Cottages at Fairhaven Cove. This resort spans 12 acres on a quiet cove on Table Rock Lake. You will feel right at home in one of the newly renovated cottages. Options include studio, 1-bedroom, and 2-bedroom units. These units have been beautifully redone from floor to ceiling and offer both comfort and style. Each cottage has a fully functional kitchen, deck, or balcony with incredible lake view and outdoor entertainment area complete with a grill. Whether a couple or family, the perfect space awaits you. RV parking at Fairhaven Cove is now available to all guests as well. This is an ideal spot for a weekend getaway or family reunions. 4 full hookup RV parking sites are offered. Each site is complete with a picnic table, grill, Wi-Fi, and digital TV upon request. All guests have access to the numerous amenities that Fairhaven Cove offers. 2 boat docks are available for use. You can take a dip in the lake, fish, or house your boat. Cape Fear, Missouri is not only a great location for boating and water sports, but is also known as the bass capital of the world. The calm waters of the Cove is the perfect place to have your next adventure. The resort offers kayak and paddleboard rentals to guests. Life vests are always included. There is a playground for kids to enjoy and hiking trails to explore. An in-ground pool is sure to make a splash with guests of all ages. And what better way to end the day than around a fire? A large fire pit is available for s'mores, fun, and memories. These amenities and more will be sure to entertain you and your family. The Cottages of Fairhaven is on the quiet side of the lake, near Cape Fear Marina and Flat Creek Restaurant. A short drive will take you to Silver Dollar City, Branson Landing, the show boat Branson Bell, abundant shopping, shows, museums, and some of the best golf in the Midwest. Reach out to your host today to book your next vacation.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And we welcome to the show right now Mid Buchanan head coach Aaron Fritz. And Coach, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Coach, you guys you improved to 7-0 on the season, get a 21-8 victory over Penny. Tell us about the contest tonight.
Well, man, I mean, Hamilton's not your typical one-win team. They've been banged up all year. They finally started getting healthy, and last week against Lathrop, they played their first game all year with all their pieces, and they looked dang good. And tonight, they had all their pieces too, and they came out and got physical. They played hard. They played fast, and that's what you expect from a Coach Lloyd coach team. They do a good job. And I thought our kids did a nice job of playing much better than they did last week. We played physical the entire game. We played hard. We ran on and off the field. We ran the football and did the things that we needed to get back to here at Mid Buchanan. And I thought we did a nice job. We just won our first drive because of the bad snap, which was unfortunate because we were moving the ball. But I believe we went down and scored. And right before halftime, we had a chance to score two and had a stupid penalty. And luckily, our kid, that was a positive, but we didn't score before halftime like we should have. We could have gone up 21-0 in the half. And we kicked off in the second half, and they took a 7-minute drive to start the second half and scored and make it 14-8. And we traded possessions for a while. Got a huge pick when we needed the second half, and then drove down and scored. So good win for us, man. It's hard to win football games, and just with all the kids we've changed in and out this year and had to play and mix in, I'm so proud of our kids for being 7-0.
Coach, talk a little bit about some of those young men that are really playing well for you right now, and maybe had to replace some of the kids that you lost to graduation a year ago.
Yeah, Xavier Rumble plays quarterback for us, and we run him a lot. He's done a lot of good things and worked really hard to become a better football player. But something I'm really proud of for him is he's become a much better man, and he's really grown up since I knew him when he was younger. And I'm very proud of that, and I know he's proud of it too because he's come a long way. Clancy Woodward plays running back for us, undersized, little bitty guy, runs his butt off, does everything we ask him to do. But where I'm really proud of our kids is we are very tiny again. We've been so undersized for so long, and I wish we had more moms here that would help us get giant kids. And we're just not getting a bunch of giant kids, but our linemen, man, none of them weigh over 200 pounds, and they all play their butts off. And I'm proud of all those kids. And we play a bunch of sophomores, we play a freshman, and we play a handful of seniors, and those kids go out and battle. And if they can keep learning how to clean up things and be better at practice every day, and not have too many ups and downs throughout the week and through games, we have a chance to continue to get better. So I hope we can keep learning those things.
Coach, for those that may not know, tell us a little bit just about your conference up there, the conference you play in, some of the teams that are your rivals.
Sure. We play in the ACI conference. It is us, East Buchanan, North Platte, West Platte, Plattsburgh, Hamilton, Lawson, and Lathrop. And very good small school conference. I'd argue it's the best one in the state of Class 1 and a couple Class 2 teams. East Buchanan came out last year, won the state title. We played the state title the year before. Lathrop played the state title a couple years ago and played the semifinals before that. We've been in the semifinals the previous 3 years, and like I said, played for a state title. And man, there's always good football teams that come out of here, and they're always playing for a state title or right there in the Final Four. And I think it's because everybody's so competitive up here. Northwest Missouri has some really good football, and I'm just dang proud to be a part of it and have our kids be a part of it because it's very tough up here to compete and win.
Speaking of East Buchanan, you travel there next week, and obviously that's a rival. They're 5-1 on the season. What are you going to have to do next Friday to come out on top?
Well, I mean, it starts with me and the other coaches. We got to do a dang good job of having our kids prepared, and that means we got to work our butts off this weekend to make sure we're ready to go. They're the defending state champion. I know Monroe City's ranked number 1, but East Buchanan is probably the favorite because their loss is the Class 3 Savannah, who's very good, and they played them really close. And we're going to have to go there and just fight like hell, man. We really are. That's the best thing I can tell you right now without digging into too much film that I haven't seen, is we're going to have to go fight like hell because they are the biggest group of kids in size that I think we'll see in Class 1 in a long time. They got multiple 300-pounders. They got a tall quarterback that can sling it. The running back, Trevor Klein. I think on Saturdays, or he's going to run track on Saturdays. That kid's pretty special and one of the best athletes I've ever seen from around here. And they just have so many weapons. And, man, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to have to do a good job of getting prepared. But I just want our kids to go out there and fight. And if we go out and fight, maybe we can do what we did last year and steal one from them like we did last year. And that's the goal, is to go out there and fight like hell, compete, and give ourselves a chance at the end. So I'm hoping we're ready to do that.
All right, Coach. You got me fired up and ready to go. And that's a week away. I'm 54 years old. So, but hey, Coach, you kind of tonight relatively healthy?
Yeah, our freshman receiver got banged up. I think it's a neck stinger, but you just never know until they wake up the next day. So hopefully we have all our guys ready to go next week.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on game night, and look forward to seeing you at the quarterback club on Thursday.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate everything you do for high school sports across all aspects of it. Look forward to meeting you, man. Excited about it.
You bet, Coach. Well, hey, have a great evening. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt, and we'll talk to you Thursday. God bless.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. That was Aaron Fritz joining us from Mid-Buchanan. They get a win tonight over Penny, 21-8. And I paused there for a second, but I had a spider drop down on a web right in front of my face. Scared me to death. I don't have a dump button, but now we don't need a dump button here because we're not on FCC. But anyway, hey, greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll run through the scores one more time. Actually, we're going to be joined now by Cody Bull from Marshfield as they get a win tonight, and we will visit with him. And welcome to the show, Coach Bull from Marshfield. Coach, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, guy.
Coach, you get a big win tonight over a very good Rogersville team. Tell us about the game.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a fun game. I mean, our guys played really well. We felt like we played job. You know, they want to focus. It's a big rivalry game. You know, we can't get us all on both sides. So our guys did a really good job of staying focused and being away with the next job.
Yeah, 34-7. Talk about those players who really played well individually for you tonight. Obviously, your offensive line and defensive line had a good night.
Yeah, offensive line, defensive line, our secondary, I thought played very well. We've got some very good receivers. I mean, they're very good across the board. They're very well coached. So we knew that we'd have to play really well. We felt like we might have a little advantage there, and we ran the ball very well tonight. David John Harris had a big night running. We had a couple big passing touchdowns at big times. And, it was an awesome effort by everybody. Especially played really well tonight. We had some injuries to both our kicker and a backup kicker, and we found that one of our starting receivers, MJ Woods, found who could kick this week. So we just found a way to get it done tonight.
Hey, Coach, how important was that? Just district-wise, because Logan, Rogersville, and Marshfield going into tonight sat right there at 3 and 4, with Rogersville actually being in that 3 slot. How important was that win? To get past them and move up to kind of hopefully more secure yourself a home game.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I feel like we're pretty good at home. We like our odds at our Bar Stadium, and so it's conference district. It was a big way. I don't doubt we'll probably end up seeing again. They're too good to stay down, but it was definitely a big win in the district. Like I said, gave us a chance to jump somebody if we need to, and if McDonald County loses tonight, I guess it kind of obviously helps our case even more.
Now, as you go forward, now you've got another conference, part of the Big 8 East. You take on a 5-2 Mount Vernon team who got a win tonight rather convincingly over I thought a good Hollister team, 37-7. Tell us a little bit about what you're going to have to do next week.
Yeah, right. No breaks in the Big 8 for sure. Tom obviously does an awesome job. Those guys are super well coached, prepared every week. I know he's got a very good linebacker. The quarterback does a good job. They're always athletic, and just again do a great job game planning and making sure they're ready for everybody. We just got to go out there and continue to get better this week, and lock in and make sure that we do a good job in practice and we're ready for them.
Good, Coach. You come out tonight relatively healthy as a team.
Yeah, we normal bumps and bruises from a physical game, but I think by the time Monday comes around, we'll be ready to roll.
Very good. Well, Coach, hey, congratulations on the win tonight over Rogersville, 34-7, and we appreciate you being part of the show tonight.
You bet, guy. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
You bet. Cody Bull, Marshfield head football coach, and we will take a quick time out and be back after a message from our studio sponsor, Pizza Ranch.
After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to the Pizza Ranch studio. And yes, Hey, why don't you come out and join us on Monday? At the Quarterback Club, it's at 11:30. They're at Pizza Ranch in the mall. all-you-can-eat pizza, chicken, salad bar, ice cream, soft drinks, all for $10.80 with tax. Come out and see us and get to hear the coaches from around the Springfield area, high school football coaches. And then on Thursday, join us at St. Joe Pizza Ranch. And we're going to make our way down to Branson maybe this coming week as well. I haven't got that all figured out, but folks from Hollister, Reed Spring, Forsyth, Branson can come out there and see us as well. Running through the scores from last night on the Missouri Sports Network. This is Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Week 7 High School Football Scoreboard presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, Laborers Local 663, the Bank of Billings, and live from the Pizza Ranch studio from last night. It was Afton over Jennings, 28-24. Glendale defeats Parkview, 37-8. Liberal over Appleton City, 40-12. Parkway Central defeats Northwest, 44-7. It was Parkway West over Parkway South, 45-7. And tonight's games brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Page 1. In 8-man football, it was North Andrew over Albany, 58-42. Bramer defeats Concordia, 56-48. Drexel over Greenfield, 54-0. Kansas City East Christian out of Kansas defeats Keatsville, 70-24. It was Knox County, 66, and Northwest, 32. And we are joined now by Camdenton Laker head football coach Jess Shore. Coach Shore, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing great. We got one on the books there, a win, and felt good about it. And it ended up being a good night for us.
Yeah, a little slow out of the gates, but then really poured it on late. Tell us about the team's performance.
Well, I tell you what, you got to give Coach Holman and Hillcrest a lot of credit. They came out and had us, kind of chasing our tail early. They did a really nice job of running a little 5-wide stuff, kind of threw the kitchen sink at us, and they played really well. It's a pretty close ball game there for quite a while there in the first half. And, like I said, give them a lot of credit. Hats off to them. They did a good job and executed really well. And we played a little bit sloppy, just a little, and had a penalty. So, made it kind of a ball game. But like I said, they came out, played well. We kind of got in a little bit, and then like I said, it was a good ball game there for most of the first half actually.
Coach, tell us a little bit about something that really played tonight. Put 63 points on the board. So obviously, you got good protection and you got good quarterback play.
Yeah, we moved it well. Bear Shore had 150 yards actually rushing football on the ground, a quarterback, and that was kind of a big, our big punch there as that went. Reese Waters had a good ball game, had a couple big runs and a couple of good catches, and and we really, honestly, the offensive line did a really nice job. Ford carried the ball for some and had some big yards and did a good job up front. They were definitely giving us a running front, so we had to kind of settle in and take advantage of that.
Coach, and I was visiting with Mike Mock earlier in the show from Glendale. They played last night, and just talking a little bit about this may be the most talent that I've seen in the Ozark Conference in maybe a decade. With half the team in the conference are either ranked in the top 10 or getting votes. What's kind of been your perception of the conference and the talent level?
Yeah, it is. It's just an odd year. There's a lot of good ball clubs that are playing. West Plains is some really talented players. Obviously, Lebanon's having a fantastic year. They've got a really talented group of players. We're playing as good as we can play, and our every ball game so far. So obviously, feel really good about that. We've got some guys that are doing some good things. So it's Kickapoo. Kickapoo is a team that is a very talented team as well. and seem to be playing really well right now. So it's there's a lot of different teams there that have a lot of guys that can really put some points on the board and some good defensive players as well.
Coach, that's a game next week that everybody's kind of been pointing at all year long as you guys host Lebanon, and obviously it's a huge rivalry. Going into that game, are you guys number one? Are you relatively healthy?
Yeah, I had a couple guys out tonight. Tommy McAgee and Barry Stewart, and we should have them back full speed next week. And but other than that, I think we're pretty good. So that's always great this time of year to be healthy. Got the normal nicks and bumps, those kind of things. But really, I think nothing hold a high school kid out of playing in a ball game like we're going to have next Friday.
And obviously, the atmosphere is going to be unbelievable next Friday, and you take on the Lebanon Yellow Jackets and Will Christian, and there's not really any secrets about what they do. What are you going to have to do to combat that to come out on top?
I'm not sure you can stop them on the defensive end. You kind of hope to slow them down a little bit. You want to try to get them behind the chains the best you can. They do a really great job of running the football. Have four outstanding skill guys there running the ball between their quarterback, their two wings, and their fullback. All four of those guys are super dangerous, and their offensive line comes off the ball really well. So, they're hard to stop, and they're going to try to possess the ball and keep it out of your hands, kind of play offense or defense with their offense. So on that side, the defensively they run well. They got a lot of guys that are fast in the secondary. From what I've seen, really athletic guys and a lot of seniors there. They're senior dominated. So it'll be just a really really good ball game. I think we'll probably be both of us ranked within the top five in class 5 and just a really fun atmosphere and fun regular season ball game.
You bet. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time tonight, and I hope to catch up with you down the road sometime.
Hey, thank you very much for the interview and all your coverage. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. You bet. Switching over now, we welcome to the show Glenn Johnson from Bolivar, and they get a big win, 2 late scores. Coach Johnson, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on the show.
Homecoming tonight at Bolivar, and then you guys able to come out and beat a talented Waynesville team in a game that you were down, maybe 20-7 at one time in the second half, and then you come back and get the 2 late touchdowns to win. Tell us a little bit about the momentum there going into that fourth quarter and being able to come from behind.
Yeah, Waynesville's a very good football team. Obviously we play in a tough league, and we're all fighting a bunch of undefeated Class 5s, and Waynesville is no different. Very, very solid team. They jumped on us early. I think we got down 20. I want to say it was 26-7 in the third. At the end of the third, and our kids just battled back, man, and just Bolivar kids doing Bolivar things, which was grit, toughness, physicality, and really a big turning point in the game was we had to punt the ball away, and in a muff punt, we recover it, and then we punch it in, and it makes it 26-14, and the momentum was kind of shifting. You could feel it. We get a kick, score again. And then it's like, oh, man, it's 21-26. And then we were able to get another stop. It was a strip sack and able to score again. Blake Goodman for Bolivar, incredible running back, number 33, went off tonight. I can't tell you statistically just how good it was, but it was good enough to win the game. And that kid flat got it done. Had a backup quarterback come into the game. Colson Mozzini came in and dealt the cards and helped lead us back to a victory on homecoming. And it was a huge night in Liberator land on homecoming.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was exciting. I could hear the crowd over here in the studio. I had went outside to check something, and I knew something had happened, but I couldn't see but 30 yards of the field from my deck. So I went back in, and I'd seen where you'd scored to take the lead. Then you scored again. But just tremendous effort there. Did you make any adjustments, or did you just take advantage of what you were dealt?
Well, I think honestly, we started to wear them down, and the momentum started to shift, and you could tell they were starting to get tired, and our kids just, a lot of it was self-inflicted early. Just cleaned up the mistakes. Our offensive line really took over the game in that situation and opened up some big holes for Blake, and all of a sudden we had a ball game. We ran a trick play and it worked. It wasn't quite the Redford special, but it was a nice little stutter play. And our sophomore Gardner Casey come in and threw a bomb to senior Stan Pulsifer, and man, it was another one of those. Like, that's the one that we took the lead on, 27-26. It was huge. It was a huge play in the game, and obviously taking the lead, and then we were able to score one more time. We knew, hey, we need one more because Waynesville's super explosive, and they were wearing down, but we needed it, and we got it done. Blake got in again, and very, very solid effort all the way around. Good team win. Defense had to play tough. Special teams came into play with big turnovers, big kicks, got the onside, left punt. All of a sudden you start winning that other third phase of the game, and it really opened up some opportunities for us.
Now you've got another very winnable game next week. You got Hillcrest at home. You finish your last 3 games are all at home. You've played 5 of your first 6 were on the road, and that had to be a challenge. But now you've got 3 in a row here at home. You get this first one win. Now you've got Hillcrest. What are your thoughts of that game, and what are you going to have to do to come out on top there? A Hillcrest team that was tied at 14 late in the second quarter with Camden tonight.
Yeah, Hillcrest is much improved, and that's the other compliment to our league. Hillcrest last year even went down and beat Carl Junction, and they were winless, going into district play, just to show you how tough our conference is. Hillcrest, they've got their really good basketball quarterback, and they're 5 wide, and they're really, Coach Coleman's really utilizing the athletes that he has, and they are a tough Hillcrest team. So we're going to be in another dogfight next week. So, it's one of those that there's never a week off in our league, from top to bottom. Everybody's good enough to beat you on any given night. So we're fortunate. We're going to have to, match up with them and really personnel some of their formations as far as what they're trying to do. And defense will be a big part of that. And then it was just really nice to see our offense get going tonight too. And, Drake Durham did a good job when he was in. He got hurt in the game late in the mid-third quarter. And, don't really know. That's the thing about high school football. These kids, you don't know if you're going to have them next week or not. I won't see them again until tomorrow, and hopefully we can evaluate and see. But get ready for whichever situation we're playing. That's always, a little dramatic, trying to figure out who's going to be where and who's helping up to play and all that. That's the tough thing too about our league. Is you don't know who didn't play last week or is playing this week. And example, Keelan Jordan didn't get to play for us against Camden. He's one of our 1,000-yard backs that didn't get to play. And you're a lot more human when you don't have those kind of kids playing. And tonight he got to play, and he had a really good night too. Just another athlete that's really helped us get better. But we're definitely gonna have to match up. We've struggled against the pass with Camden and Glendale, and they run it really well. It's very similar to that, so we're gonna have our hands full.
All right. Well, Coach Johnson, I appreciate you being part of the show tonight. Congratulations on a big come from behind win, and good luck again next week. And hopefully we'll either talk to you next week or see you at the quarterback club.
Yes, sir. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. You too. Thanks, Coach. Glenn Johnson, they're kind enough to join us. They get a big win tonight. Come from behind and get the best of Waynesville. We're going to take a quick time out. Hear a little bit from our Chevy dealers of the Ozarks and Pizza Ranch. Be back after these messages.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local Pizza Ranch. Mm-mm.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. My apologies. I missed those two breaks, but still trying to find that spider that dropped down on me. I don't know where it went, and I am petrified of spiders. So it's a good thing I got to hold it together. But anyway, we certainly appreciate all the coaches being a part of the show. You can also be a part of the show if you go to Facebook or YouTube or just on Twitter. Just send us messages. They'll pop up right on our Pizza Ranch chat sheet here on the website or on Restream, where we'll be able to see it. We've just got a few minutes remaining here in the show. We'll run down through the score, the finals that we do have at this time. And I still haven't seen a Buffalo. Let me see. I'll just check real quick. I'm trying to find Buffalo. And Coach is usually really good about getting those to me, but I have not seen that final. I saw a halftime score. As Forsyth defeats Stratford 35-23. We may try and reach out to Coach Chris Conley and get him on. Kramer defeats Concordia 56-48. These are all scores coming to us via Twitter. And we don't have any more finals, and that's a little bit discouraging. We'll read you what we have at this point. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Week 7 High School Football Scoreboard presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, Laborers Union 663, the Bank of Billings, and live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Thursday night scores. It was Afton over Jennings 28-24. Glendale defeats Parkview 38-7. Liberal over Appleton City 40-22. Parkway Central defeats Northwest 44-7. Parkway West I think I read that. Northwest defeats Parkway Central. I'll get it right. Parkway Central defeats Northwest 44-7. Parkway West defeats Parkway South 45-7. Central Bank of the Ozarks, Strong Roots, Endless Possibilities brings you Friday night's games from 8-man football. It was North Andrew over Albany 58-42. Archie defeats Jasper 7-20. Bishop LeBlond over Nottoway Holt 80-18. Bramer over Concordia 56-48. South Nottoway defeats DeKalb 38-12. Drexel over Greenfield 54-0. Kansas City East Christian out of Kansas over Keatsville 70-24. Knox County defeats Northwest 66-32. Lockwood over College Heights 69-0. Orick defeats Norburn 50-28. St. Paul Lutheran over North Shelby 52-24. Rich Hill over Osceola 40-16. Sweet Springs over Santa Fe 36-14. King City defeats Schuyler County 68-22. South Holt over Mound City 40-14. Rockport defeats Southwest 56-22. St. Joe Christian over Northland Christian 68-0. Carkio over Stewartsville 50-0. And Worth County defeats Pattonsburg 82-12. That is your 8-man football scoreboard from tonight. Pizza Ranch with 7 locations. Join us at Pizza Ranch on Monday, each Monday throughout the season, 11:30 to 1 for Springfield Area Quarterback Club. And this Thursday, Pizza Ranch will host the Quarterback Club in St. Joe, Missouri. Visited a little bit with Coach Aaron Fritz about that. Maryville coach Matt Webb will be there. St. Joe Benton coach Kevin Keaton will be there as well. From South Harrison will be represented. Mid Buchanan, South Harrison, St. Joe Benton, and Maryville right now have all committed. Page 2. Ash Grove over Clever 48-14. Brentwood defeats Bishop DeBerg 48-16. Monroe City over Brookfield 58-12. Lincoln over Cole Camp 38-34. Butler over Warsaw 38-13. Carrollton over Lexington 26-6. Was St. Dominic falling to Duchesne 20-10. Sherwood over El Dorado Springs 14-10. Gallatin over Putnam County 35-20. Was Jefferson over Grandview 41-12. Kelly defeats Hayti 15-6. West Platte over Lathrop 10-8. Lawson over North Platte 45-12. Liberty Mountain View over Kabul 61-14. Montgomery County over Louisiana 22-14. It was Marionville or Sarcoxy 4-6. Green defeats Mark Twain 76-6. Mid Buchanan over Penny 21-8. Russellville over Paris 38-0. East Buchanan over Plattsburgh 62-6. Princeton 13-6. Fayette over Salisbury 48-28. With Scott City over Chaffee 68-7. South Callaway over Cuba 45-6. Simpson over St. Pius X 21-6. Stockton holds on, defeats Diamond 31-28. Zava over Thayer 43-8. Tipton away 56-6. Windsor defeats Wellington Napoleon 40-13. Crystal City over Var 37-14. Windsor over, I'm sorry, I already read that. Blair Oaks over Eldon here on page 3, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. Blair Oaks over Eldon, 76-22. Houston defeats Willow Springs 20-14. Lafayette County over Knob-Noster 76-0. It was Lamar over Nevada 47-26. Lutheran St. Charles 53, Borgia 13. Priory over Marquette Catholic out of Illinois 32-0. Mount Grove over Salem 51-12. Mount Vernon defeats Hollister 37-7. Clark County over Palmyra 34-0. Principia defeats Missouri Military 13-0. Seneca over East Newton 56-6. St. Michael over Southeast 54-0. Cashville defeats Springfield Catholic 45-0. It was Herman over St. Clair 25-7. Page 4 brought to you by Laborers Local 663, Building, Missouri. Center over Odessa 62-14. Harrisonville defeats Clinton 35-7. Park Hill Central over Fredericktown 42-0. Hannibal over Moberly 50-7. Lincoln Prep over Oak Grove 42-22. Osage defeats Boonville 40-13. Union over Owensville 47-0. Sullivan defeats St. James 51-14. Sumner Academy out of Kansas defeats Northeast Kansas City 56-0. Valley Catholic over St. Genevieve 63-7. Pleasant Hill over Warrensburg 43-21. Silo Ridge Golf and Country in Bolivar, Missouri brings you page 5. Bolivar over Waynesville 34-26. Cape Central over Sykeston 41-23. Camdenton over Hillcrest 56-14. Holt over Fort Zumwalt East 58-13. Marshfield defeats Logan Rogersville 34-7. North County over Windsor 55-12. Poplar Bluff defeats Farmington 34-21. Parkway North over Webster Groves 42-13. Lebanon beats West Plains 48-45. Warrenton over Whitfield 28-7. Joplin over Carl Junction 35-7. Slough defeats Chaminade 42-19. Francis Howell over Timberland 49-14. Washington defeats Fort Zumwalt 55-0. Kickapoo over Rolla 27-10. Capital City over Smith Cotton 42-29. Troy Buchanan over Francis Howell North 49-21. Carthage defeats Webb City 28-14. Liberty North defeats Blue Springs South 41-7. Lee Summit North over Liberty 28-6. Marquette defeats Rittenhour 51-22. Rockhurst over Blue Springs 35-21. Staley over Park Hill South 34-21. CBC 64-6. Doak Propane brings you the Saturday games. They Live for Life at Cardinal River. That was my fault. My apologies. My mic fell over. Live radio. Live for Life at Cardinal Ritter. Riverview Gardens at Clayton. Father Tolton will be at Hogan Prep. Westminster will be at John Rose. Trenton will be at Maysville. Melville will be at McClure. Lutheran South at MICDS. McClure North at Normandy. Central KC at University Academy. Hazelwood East will be at University City. And Gateway will be at Vashon. Looking at some of the districts that we visited earlier today with J.C. Reeves of the SEMO paper, Southeast Missourian. He is the sports editor there. Talk a little bit about this Class 1 District 1. He was at the Scott City game tonight, in which they won easily over Chaffee. But looking at that district right now as it sits, St. Vincent and Scott City are 1 and 2, and respectively, and they're both ranked, or they're both 6 and 1. Charleston is in 3rd. Portageville is in 4th. All of those teams just have one loss. And he mentioned that, talking about how good they were. Caruthersville is 2 and 4, but they've played a pretty good schedule. They're Malden 0 and 6, and obviously some of those have not been scores have not been reported. In that Class 1 District 3, also a very good district, I believe, with Marysville kind of leading the way there in that district. As we look at Class 1 District 3, Marysville and Sarcoxy are both undefeated at 6 and 1 going into tonight. Marysville, I believe, they defeated Sarcoxy tonight. We'll look that up. But, yes, they did have Sarcoxy in 1. That game just has not yet been reported. So Marysville will stay at number 1. Ash Grove is in the 3 spot right now at 6 and then you've got teams from there down who have no more than 2 wins. They are in Pierce City, both with 2 wins, and then Kabul, Miller, and Diamond, all with 1 win apiece. Not sure what Miller did tonight because their record is showing 5 and 1. But as we look at maybe jump here into Class 6, into to that classification, and you look at that district where CBC is, and that's a district, I believe, that has Seckman, CBC, Liviani, Sioux, and we'll check that out real quick before I tell you something that is not true. And that Class 1 Marquette is sitting atop that district with CBC in 2nd place, and then Seckman in 3rd place. All 3 of those teams are 6 and 1 on the season. And then you've got Kirkwood, followed by Lindbergh, who started 3 and 0. They're now 4 and 3. And then SLU is 3 and 4 in that district. Northwest Cedar Hill and Vianney are both winless. In Class 6, District 2, which is where you will find DeSmet. They're in district, and DeSmet, a perennial state championship type team. As you look at that Class 6 District 2, it's still loading, so my apologies. Rockbridge is number 1 right now. They are 6 and 1 on the season. Troy Buchanan, 5 and 2. Pattonville, Rittenhour, and then DeSmet, who is 3 and 3. Hazelwood Central, 3 and 3. And then Hickman and Hazelwood West, kind of at the bottom of that district. Then you've got the Class 6 District 3, which has the Southwest Missouri schools that are Class 6 with Nixa, Kickapoo, Ozark, and Joplin. And then there'll be 4 schools from the Kansas City area, include Lee Summit North, Ray Peck, Summit, and Lee Summit West. Right now, Nixa, top of that, they're 7 and 0. Lee Summit North, 6 and 1. Joplin, 6 and 1. Kickapoo, 5 and 2. Ray Peck, 5 and 2. And then Lee Summit West, Lee Summit West, and Ozark round out the bottom of that district. We have reached just about the end of the show. We'll refresh the score here, and you can go to scoreboardguy.net, or you can go to Scoreboard Guy on Twitter or Missouri_sports on Twitter, and we'll run through scores one more time here as we wind down. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, be here tomorrow. Thursday night games. Afton over Jennings, 28-24. Glendale defeats Parkview, 37-8. Liberal over Appleton City, 40-22. Parkway Central over Northwest, 44-7. Parkway West over Parkway South, 45-7. Tonight's games in 8-man football. North Andrew defeats Albany, 58-42. Archie defeats Jasper, 70-20. Bishop LeBlanc over Nottoway Holt, 80-18. Bramer over Concordia, 56-48. South Nottoway over DeKalb, 38-12. Drexel over Greenfield, 54-0. Kansas City East Christian out of Kansas over Keatsville, 70-24. Knox County over Northwest, 66-38. Lockwood defeats College Heights, 69-0. It was Oric over Norburn, 50-28. St. Paul Lutheran defeats North Shelby, 52-24. Rich Hill over Osceola, 40-16. Sweet Springs over Santa Fe, 36-14. King City over Schuyler County, 68-22. South Holt over Mound City, 40-14. Rockport over Southwest, 56-22. St. Joe Christian over Northland Christian, 60-0. Tarkio over Stewartsville, 50-0. And Worth County over Pattonsburg, 82-12. That's your 8-man football scoreboard from tonight. On page 2, Ash Grove over Clever, 48-14. Brentwood defeats Bishop DeBerg, 48-16. Monroe City over Brookfield, 58-22. Lincoln over Colcamp, 38-34. Warsaw falls to Butler, 38-14. Carrollton over Lexington, 26-6. Centralia over Highland, 42-6. Duchesne over St. Dominic, 20-10. Sherwood over El Dorado Springs, 14-10. Gallatin over Putnam County, 35-20. Jefferson defeats Grandview, 41-12. Harrisburg over Western, 28-18. Kelly defeats Hayti, 15-6. West Platte over Lathrop, 10-8. Lawson over North Platte, 45-12. Kelly defeats Hayti, 15-6. I think I read that. My apologies. Mount View Liberty over Kabul, 61-14. Montgomery County over Louisiana, 22-14. Marionville defeats Sarcoxy, 44-6. Bowling Green over Mark Twain, 76-6. Mid Buchanan over Penny, 21-8. Russellville over Paris, 38-0. East Buchanan over Plattsburgh, 62-6. Princeton over Polo, 13-6. Fayette over Salisbury, 48-28. Scott City over Chaffee, 68-7. South Callaway over Cuba, 45-6. Macon over South Shelby, 40-26. St. Vincent defeats St. Pius X, 21-6. Stockton over Diamond, 31-28. Ava over Thayer, 43-8. Tipton over Midway, 56-6. Windsor over Wellington Napoleon, 40-13. Crystal City over Van Far, 37-14. Page 3, Blair Oaks over Eldon, 76-22. Forsyth defeats Stratford. Houston over Willow Springs. Lafayette County defeats Knob-Noster. Lamar over Nevada. Lutheran Charles over Borgia. Priory over Marquette Catholic, Illinois, 32-0. Mount Grove over Salem. Mount Vernon defeats Hollister. Clark defeats Palmyra. Principia over Missouri Military. Seneca over East Newton. St. Michael over Southwest. Cassville shuts out Springfield Catholic. Herman over St. Clair. California over Versailles. Page 4. Reed Spring over Aurora. Center over Odessa. Savannah remains undefeated as they defeat Chillicothe 21-7. Harrisonville over Clinton. Kennett over Dexter. Marshall over Fulton. Hannibal over Moberly. Kirksville over Mexico. Lincoln Prep over Oak Grove. Osage over Boonville. Union shuts out Owensville. Potosi over St. Charles West. Sullivan defeats St. James. Sumner Academy out of Kansas over Northeast Kansas City. Valley Catholic handles St. Genevieve. Pleasant Hill over Warrensburg. Page 5. Bolivar over Waynesville. Cape Central over Sykeston. St. Joe Central over Excelsior Springs. Grandview over Ruskin. Camdenton over Hillcrest. Holt wins. Marshfield over Rogersville. Monette over McDonald County. North County over Windsor. Rockwood Summit over Oakville. Poplar Bluff over Farmington. Parkway North over Webster Groves. Lebanon over West Plains. And I said 48-45. It's 45-42 Lebanon over West Plains. Warrenton over Winfield. Joplin over Carl Junction. Page 6. Rockbridge over Battle. Slough over Chaminade. Fox over Hazelwood West. Francis Howell over Timberland. Washington over Fort Zumwalt South. Grain Valley over Hickman. Republic over Branson. Kickapoo over Rolla. Capital City over Smith Cotton. Troy Buchanan over Francis Howell North. Carthage over Webb City. Nixa over Willard. Page 7. Liberty North over Blue Springs South. Lee Summit North over Liberty. Kirkwood over Lindbergh. Marquette over Rittenhour. Sackman over Pattonville. 50-48. Rockhurst over Blue Springs. Staley over Park Hill. CBC over Vianney. Those are your scores from tonight. We'll update them. There are several that aren't there yet, but we will have them there. For all the coaches that have been involved tonight, we started off early with Coach Mike Mock at Glendale. We had Will Franklin on from Vashon. Jeff Shore on from Camdenton. Glenn Johnson on from Bolivar. Aaron Fritz on from Mid-Buchanan. So from all across the state, we have had coaches on, and we certainly appreciate them being part of the show. And I don't want to forget, Cody Bull from Marshfield as well. So several coaches on tonight. You can listen to this. It'll be archived on our YouTube page. You can go to Facebook, and you go to Scoreboard Guy on Twitter. But for everybody listening, hey, certainly appreciate you tuning in. As always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe. Be smart.